Well, good morning, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic with me, Mike Avery, here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio, which really means that it's like Mike behind the mic. Oh, no, wait. It's Mike behind the mics, plural. One mic, two mic. Mike, M-I-C, short for microphone. Mike, M-I-K-E, short for Michael. So it's Mike behind the mics this morning. Cliff, good morning, buddy. How are you? Always a pleasure to have you along with us. And this is a beautiful, rainy Wednesday morning. And I love it. Renee, good morning. Mad Jack, where'd you go, Mad Jack? Mad Jack, good morning, buddy. How are you? Craig, I will see you and Michelle tonight, correct? Mike, I'll see you and Jackie tonight, right? Joel, good morning. How are you? Tommy, Tommy, always a pleasure. Tim, see you and Jen tonight. Bernie, my voice is still weird. I don't know what it is. The voice has not been strong for a couple of weeks now. That virus that settled in my shoulder is still there. Tim, no. That's unacceptable. What do you mean you won't make it tonight? Did you, now that I hear that, Tim, did you let the folks at the Lumberjack know that you won't be there tonight? Because we actually have a full house. We have 140 people there tonight. And if you didn't let the folks, know from the Lumberjack you can't make it, they can free those spots up to somebody else. So let me know. Did you let them know? Excellent, Mike. Craig, bring a cooler. I'll bring you some bear burger. Yeah, you guys have got a lot of bear burger, don't you? What a nice hunt you and Michelle had with Johnny Bowler, the bear whisperer. Really happy for you guys. It looks like Johnny did a good job for you, and he should, because you and Michelle each paid him $10,000 to hunt, so that's $20,000 in bear hunts. He should have gotten you. Oh, you will let them know. Please do. All right, so that opens up a spot. For... Okay. So knowing this, that Tim and Jen can't make it tonight, I don't know if there's a waiting list or not. I'm not even going to open that up. Because before the Binses, we were full at 140 people tonight. Mike, good morning. How are you? And I get it, Tim. Josh Mapes, buddy, good morning. How are you? I get it. Things happen. I hope everything's okay. So it is officially fall now. The month of October starts 1 week from today. Table of 4. Okay, let me send off a quick text. I got you covered, Tim. I just sent a text off to Gigi Baker, who is in charge of things tonight. So I'm asking her if there's a wait list or not, because again, we were full. I don't know if there's a wait list. Uncle Johnny, good morning, buddy. How are you? Good luck in your appointment today. Jen, I always look forward to seeing you guys. So we'll see you at the next one, right? Jerry, how are you? Chris says, cool, beautiful morning in Kansas. Tony, Captain Tony, not the Captain. Tony, I'll see you and Randy tonight. Jeff, how have you been, buddy? Jeff back in Michigan. Okay, so I never know if Jeff's in Michigan, Florida, the Keys. Jeff's a warm weather guy. When it gets to be about 70, he's headed south. 70 here, he's headed south. He likes it warm. Mitchell, good morning. How are you? My name is Mike Avery. This is another edition of Behind the Mic. Tonight, Wednesday Night Live, 7 o'clock, we're going to be at the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. Now, this is a sold-out event, although I think we just opened up a table. It's worth a try if you want to join us, 989-343-0892. Maybe you can sneak in on this. And the reason you want to join us tonight is we are giving away a walleye fishing trip from Express Charters, Captain Doug Ward. We are giving away a truck trolley. Plus, there's news about truck trolley that I can't talk about in this venue. You'll have to join us to hear about that. We're giving away a Mike Avery signature Rapid River knife. We are giving away a $100 Jay's gift certificate. We are giving away cool stuff from Killer Food Plots. We are giving away, what else? I don't know. Ross, good morning, buddy. Good luck today. Morning, Harry. How are you? All right. Prayers are with you, Ross. I guess I didn't realize you were doing that in Bay City. Makes sense, though. So it's going to be a great event. Tommy is telling his wife, let's go. 989-343-0892, 989-343-0892. We just had a table open up. Tommy, you can get in on it. Allie, 989-343-0892. Just had a table open up. Other than that, we are packed at 140. The Lumberjack is going to be full. Joe, good morning. Ken, I was so glad to hear. Ken is the father of the late Jason Karstens. Jason's of True North Guide Service, who we lost last fall, right now, a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago, 10 days ago. And they have set up a scholarship for first responders at Lake State. So congrats, Ken, on pushing that through, or not pushing it through, making it happen. Jay, I look forward to seeing you and Mike and the ladies tonight, right? Your beautiful wives. Excellent. John Kirby, how you doing, buddy? Chris, me and my buddy went out and got us a limit of squirrels. That sounds like fun. Oh, where'd my comments go? Ed Bolanowski, we are not seeing you tonight, are we, Ed, or are we? Cap, good morning. How are you? You know, Randy, it's really weird. My shoulder is still quite sore. Like I said, it's the joy of getting older. And tonight's going to be interesting. I was just telling Jonathan here in the studio, I've got a new microphone system tonight that I'm going to play with, which involves a handheld wireless microphone. I'm not happy with the audio that I get off my phone in a venue like that where it's very loud. So I've got a wireless microphone that is going to be handheld that I can put it right in my face and make it loud. And then when I talk to people, I can put it right in your face and hopefully get good audio. The problem's going to be, you've been with us, Randy. You know, I've got my my phone/camera on a little Steadicam unit, and then I have to reach in with my other hand and change from the front-facing to the back-facing camera. So I'm going to be doing that and have a microphone in my hand. So it's going to be a little bit of a juggling act. I'm sure I'll figure it out. This is the one situation tonight. This is the one situation tonight where I'm actually thinking, geez, if I had a cameraman, I wouldn't have to worry about it. But other than that, I really don't need a cameraman anymore. Jim, good morning. I think we're going to see you tonight. Paul, we're going to see you tonight, right? Rocky, working tonight, can't make it. That is a absolutely legitimate excuse. Cliff, interesting. Remember to buy your hunting licenses before October 1st, just in case the Michigan government shuts down. Yeah, I've been talking to the folks at the DNR about this, saying, is this a realistic concern? And I'm not saying it's not an unrealistic concern. It's just, I don't know, I can't see it happening. And I'm not pushing anybody for governor, but isn't it interesting what former Detroit Mayor Duggan, or is he still the current mayor, said? Look, if there's not a balanced budget by October 1st, let's not pay the politicians, which I think is a very interesting statement, right? If you didn't do your job, would you get paid? If they can't get a balanced budget by October 1st, maybe we just don't pay them for a couple of weeks until we get a balanced budget. Interesting. Good morning, Brad. Speaking of interesting, my beautiful daughter, Shelby. Shelby, look forward to seeing you and Aditya and Bob Saturday for the big 1-year birthday party of Bob. Bob, who was originally known as Bean, then became known as Bodie, and decided he wanted to be called Bob by Grandpa. So he is now Bob. Paul is going to be there. He says he thinks Mike is coming as well. Jim, we'll see you tonight. Brent, see you guys tonight, right, Brent? I've got something for you, but you know that. Patrick, good morning. How are you? Really some great giveaways tonight for Wednesday Night Live. It's going to be, I think it's going to be one of our better Wednesday Night Lives. If I can figure out how to work the technical issues and the audio, I think we're going to have a good sound program from a technical perspective. We've got a great crowd. Good morning, Art. We've got a great crowd. Lance Valentine of the Walleye Zone is a special guest. Andrew Cumptus of Outdoor Driven is a special guest. Steve Wyndham of MUCC will be there. Rich and Ellie Krazan of Killer Food Plots will be there. Bill Hahn and John Callison of Jay's Sporting Goods will be there. Who am I missing? Andy Weiss of Truck Trolley will be there as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Danny Johnson, are you going to be there? If so, Danny, Paul Hudak wants to talk to you. Did I get my old man blind? I did not. Oh, we're also giving away a blind tonight. It's not an old man carnivore. What sounds like a good idea? You should join us for Wednesday Night Live. Shelby just texted me. Bob was just watching and got pretty excited when he heard Grandpa say his name. I love that kid. Ed is asking me about if I got my old man blind. This is an interesting story here. I've been working with Bob Ransom since the days of Ameristep. Ameristep went away. Bob formed Primal. Primal went away. Bob's working with Old Man. 2 years ago, they had a prototype blind out there, and I think it was called the Harvester. I really loved the blind. There's not a zipper on it, which is very cool. Now, under the name of Old Man, it is called the Carnivore. I was hoping to have one to give away tonight. I don't have one yet. So instead, what I'm giving away is a very nice but less expensive, less high-end blind called the Tideweed. It's also a see-through blind. I'm bringing that up tonight. We'll give that away tonight. Jordan, good morning, buddy. How are you? Gabe, nice to have you along with us. Gabe, I do not recognize your name. Perfect. Paul is saying Rich Krazan. I don't know. Okay. Did I not say Rich and Ellie? Bernie, I'm going to miss the first 2 days of bow hunting as I'll be on a 4-day golf trip up north, which is okay. It's too warm for me anyway. Yes. Captain Mark Pananza, the guy who just saved my bacon this morning, and I'll tell you why as I go through the rundown of this week's radio show. Coming up, my first guest this week is Matt Taggett of Michigan-based Rec Broadheads. I want to talk with Matt about how you choose the right broadhead. I'm also very interested in his new expandable. My problem with expandables, in particular the Rec Broadhead in the past, has been that I would accidentally deploy them and then I couldn't figure out how to get them put back into place. There was this little collar and you broke off this tab and it just drove me nuts. Well, Rec has this new design where if you just take it and slide it back up and click it in. Gotcha. I am really liking this. Then Scott Safransky of Linwood Beach talks about the process. If you're not going to be fishing this fall, talks about the process of wind. I can't say the word. Winter. What's the word that starts with W and it talks about the coldest season? John? Winter. Oh, John, you said it. John said the word winter. Don't blame me. John said it. Winterizing your boat. Then in our second hour, Captain Mark Pananzak talks about big water duck hunting. Actually, the backstory here, and nobody will know this but you and I, friends, is that Captain Jeff Godey of the Michigan Experience was supposed to be the guy doing the conversation. He's actually got goose hunters out there now. He's afraid that they're going to get buried in the mud with this rain. And he said, if you can find somebody else, to do it, do it. So, Captain Mark Pananzak of Real Fishing is going to jump on board and do it. Then, Jerry Widener of the Hunter Safety System joins me to talk about staying safe in a tree stand. Hour number 3, and listen, there's no reason to go up a tree stand without a full body harness these days. In our third hour, we're talking to whitetails with Greg Abbas of A-Way Outdoors, and we wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner. Okay, Brent says Tracy's not going to join us tonight. Dave, good morning. So, people buy their licenses now just in case the state shuts down. Yep. Jeff is saying, good idea, not paying the politicians. I think this is a great idea. Duggan's got a great idea. if there's not a balanced budget by October 1st, the politicians don't get paid until there is. Seems pretty straightforward to me, right? Mark Halston, good morning, buddy. How are you? No back pay. Hey, if you didn't do your job, you wouldn't get paid. Right? Jim, I think someone may have cloned your account. I got a friend request a couple of days ago. I will guarantee you that's what happened. Because I have never sent out a friend request in my life, nor will I ever send a friend request on social media. Good point, Jim. If you get a friend request from Mike Avery or Mike Avery Outdoors on social media, you can assume that it's not me. Because it's not. I do not send friend requests. You are my friends, but I'm not going to bug you by sending you a friend request. Here's a friend of mine right there, JT Archibald. Good morning, buddy. How are you? I'm assuming the boat is pulled now, JT. Virgil, good morning. How are you? Okay, so JT, let me ask you, same thing I was asking the bins. Are you on the list for a table tonight? The reason I ask is we are sold out at 140 people. If you're telling me you are on the list and you can't make it, let me know, and I will let the folks at the Lumberjack know, so hopefully somebody else can fill that spot. So, JT, were you on the list? Mark Bonanza says, I can't believe people ever accepted his friend request. Good morning, Julie. How are you? Justin Hess, good morning. How are things in your world of helping the hearing impaired? Just saying. Justin was instrumental. I'll be honest, I did not get my hearing aids from Justin, but he was instrumental in helping to push me over the top. So, Justin, you're a good man. So, going back to JT, are you on the list? Are they expecting you tonight? Do I need to let the folks at the Lumberjack know that you cannot make it? Or have you already let them know? Or were you not on the list in the first place? Have some more coffee, Avery. Okay. Leaves are changing already. A lot of leaves are dropping. It's because it's been so dry, although it's a beautiful rainy morning this morning. Please, Lord, rain on our food plots. We need the rain. Speaking of food plots, I got a trail camera picture from a buddy across the road from our lease property. And in his food plot, at least a couple of days lately, there's been a black bear. You're not on the list. Okay, JT. Thank you, buddy. Next time, though, right? Next time. Jordan Hoover, first deer advisory team meeting for the 26 regulation cycle. Jordan Hoover is a guy I would like to see on the NRC, the Natural Resources Commission. Jordan's a Youper, no nonsense kind of guy, no BS kind of guy. I think he tells you what he sees, and I think he's Jordan. I would support you for being on the NRC. So anyway, I think it's cool to have a bear out there. You know what I don't think is cool? The comments I got on Facebook this week, the negative comments about the post I put out there about the bear hunters, the hound hunters taking a bear. There's no room for that anymore. If you don't want to hunt bears or coyotes or whatever with hounds, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But don't go online and criticize other legal hunters for doing just that. If it is your choice not to, then don't. But don't criticize fellow legal hunters for exercising their option to follow the law and hunt bears or whatever with hounds. I have no tolerance for it. If you make a comment like that on my social media pages, ban, delete, ban, delete, ban, delete. I'm not interested in having that conversation anymore. Speaking of people who are not interested, I've been getting a lot of emails from my friends at Facebook, and you might not know this, but I'm really very close. Me and Zuck are like this, right? I'm really close with Facebook. I can reach out to those guys anytime I want. The emails I've been getting from them says, your page, Mike Avery Outdoors, didn't follow the rules. Uh-oh, I'm being chastised by Facebook. Hi, Mike. All content on Facebook must comply with our terms of service and community standards. These are high-level rules against sexual, violent, profane, or hateful content. Tell me one time I have ever posted anything that was sexual, violent, profane, or hateful. Right? I think it's pretty obvious. Right? It's hunting related.
30 seconds.
Julie, it was so nice to meet you as well. You have a beautiful family. 30 seconds. All right, let me caffeine up some more. Julie, we should have taken a picture. You know that. We should have taken a picture. Didn't even think of it at the time. It is going to be a good one tonight.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And blast off. Okay. I have to go to work. I have to shift my focus from this social media microphone to this official broadcast microphone. Oh, we will see you tonight, Dave. Excellent. You did receive your Rapid River knife. Jerry, did you get it in a nylon case or did you get it in a cardboard box? And what do you think of the knife? Okay. I don't know why I asked you that because I can't respond anyway. So I'm going to record the first segment of this week's show. I will no longer be able to directly interact with you, directly answer your questions in real time as I strive to during the live stream. But I'll be back tonight at 7 o'clock for the big Wednesday night live at the Lumberjack. I look forward to seeing many of you there. If not, we'll join you online. Have a great day, my friends. Well, thank you, Ken Hunter, for that introduction, and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Outdoor Magazine radio show right here on the Outdoor Magazine radio network on more than 30 radio stations across this great state of Michigan. And so glad to be here. Every week, I get the opportunity, I am blessed to sit here at this microphone for 3 hours and talk about something that I love and something that many of you love as well. The outdoors, this history and tradition of the outdoor lifestyle here in the great state of Michigan. Hunting, fishing, shooting, trapping, wildlife issues, conservation issues, wild game cooking. I'm not an expert, never claimed to be, but I have a lot of friends who are experts. That's one advantage of being around for a while. You know enough people, you work with enough people over the years that you know who to reach out to. I love to hunt and fish, but I'm really not that good at it. I will never set myself up as an expert because the minute you do that, you put a big target on your back, and I'm not interested in that these days. But I am a passionate participant, and I know a lot of people. And on this week's show, I'm reaching out to some of those people, and I'll tell you who's coming up here in a little bit. But first, it is now officially fall. Now, I don't know. When I look at the forecast for this weekend, it looks like it's going to be a little bit warmer, hopefully not too muggy. Have you noticed how, not a lot, many of the trees have already started to turn and, in fact, drop their leaves? I was taking a walk the other morning, and I walked underneath a little maple, and I was walking on a carpet of red and orange maple leaves. It had almost bare already. Now, as I checked with my friends who are meteorologists and agriculture people and botanists, they say it's because it's been so dry. And that makes sense. Now, as we are in the studio right now, it is midweek and it's raining. It's a beautiful rain. I love to see this rain. We got some good rain a few days ago. Is it going to be enough to salvage our food plots out at our lease property? I don't know. And I'll be very honest with you. Me, my son James, the grandkids, we were lucky a few years ago to fall into a situation where we could lease some property to deer hunt on. We have a good relationship with Pam and Jean, the landowners, and they have allowed us to continue this lease even though they live on the property now as their primary residence. They have allowed us to put in food plots. They have allowed us to put up tree stands. They have been very gracious and generous. And we are lucky. We are blessed to have this opportunity. I know this. Many people do not. You are forced to hunt public land, state land, federal land. I don't own any hunting land. But, I'm just prefacing this. I know we are fortunate to have this opportunity and this land to be able to hunt on. So we've tried to take advantage of it by putting in food plots. And this year, my son James, got the food plots in early, and I thought we were in great shape. I thought, oh, these are going to be lush and beautiful and green by the time the season starts. Well, they're really not. They're greening up now because we've had some rain, but not like I had hoped that they would be. But nothing you can do about it, right? Speaking of food plots, it's very interesting too that the property across the road is owned by actually a friend of mine from church. And he sent me trail cam pictures from his food plot, which actually look a lot better than ours. And there's a bear wandering around, a black bear. How cool is that? I love the fact that we have bears moving further south now. Now, I can't really tell from the picture how big the animal is. I would just suspect, based on its behavior, that it's a younger male. Because, the younger males, they kind of get pushed out and they start looking for their own territory. And where do they go? Here in Michigan, they kind of work their way south. The experts say that the bear population in Michigan isn't really growing in numbers, but it's certainly, anecdotally, I think it's growing in the range of where the animals are. I would love to be sitting in a tree stand deer hunting or in a ground blind. I'd love to be sitting on the edge of that food plot in a ground blind and see this bear wander by. It would make my day. How cool is that? Of course, I wouldn't shoot it. It's not in season. I don't have a tag. There's no bear hunting licenses for that area. But it sure would be cool to see. Bow season does open next Wednesday. I don't know no, I won't. I will not be out bow hunting because Wednesday is my day in the studio. I'll be in the studio that day. I do have, let's see, I got my fall turkey tag the other day. We have birds on the property. Now, I will not go out and target turkeys in the fall, but how often have you been sitting in a blind or in a tree stand and had a flock of birds walk by? Wouldn't it be nice to have that fall turkey tag in your pocket? There is some question this year. Now, as we're recording this show, there's still not a balanced budget, and people are saying, make sure you get your licenses before the season starts, because if there is a government shutdown, maybe we won't be able to get them. I have no way of knowing if that's going to happen or not, but I don't know, maybe not a bad idea. That way you've got the license in your pocket, right? I got an email. In fact, let me pull it up. Several emails this past week from my good friends at Facebook. I'm tight with Facebook, right? Me and Zuck, we're like buddies, right? I can reach out to him anytime. So I don't know why, since Facebook loves me so much, they've been sending me so many emails lately. They say, hey, your page, Mike Avery Outdoors, didn't follow the rules. Oh, man. Why does that make me feel like a 6-year-old boy being chastised by my mom? You didn't follow the rules, Mike Avery Outdoors. Hi, Mike. All content on Facebook must comply with our terms of service and community standards. These are our high-level rules against sexual, violent, profane, or hateful content. I have never in my life posted anything sexual, violent, profane, or hateful. What I have done lately is posted a lot of pictures of hunting, people sitting over animals, and in some of those pictures, there were guns. So I think I can probably figure out why Facebook doesn't like me, because I've shown people sitting over animals with guns. But there was nothing sexual, violent, profane, or hateful about it. Now, isn't that interesting that I'm being targeted and a lot of people like me, yet you can post, and I'm not even going to go there, so don't get worried, but think of all the things you see on social media, including Facebook, that are just absolutely disgusting, vile, weirdness, and that's okay. But I get targeted for showing a picture of a kid sitting over a buck with a smile on his face, or a doe with a smile on his face. Why do you think that is? Well, I have some ideas. Speaking of things that I found really disturbing this week, I put up a post from some hound hunters in north central Michigan. They took a beautiful bear using hounds. And they told a wonderful story about how they had cooperation with the landowner. They had permission. The landowner actually came out there with a side-by-side and helped him get the animal out of the woods. I thought it was a beautiful story. The pictures were great. I only had to electronically remove the tongue from the bear in one of them, so that made me happy. But man, the people who came out of the woodwork complaining about that, how saying it was a lazy way to hunt, an unethical way to hunt. Really? Are we still playing that game here in today's world? If you don't want to hunt with hounds, don't hunt with hounds. If you don't want to bear hunt with hounds, if you don't want to coyote hunt with hounds, if you don't want to use hounds, don't do it. But don't criticize those hunters who do choose to legally hunt with hounds. We are way past that in today's world, right? Listen, I've said this before. The comments from the anti-hunters don't bother me that much because I know where they're coming from, but it's the comments from our so-called fellow hunters that really bother me. If you don't want to hunt with hounds, don't hunt with hounds. But please don't go online and criticize and demean and belittle your fellow legal hunters who do choose to use hounds. Coming up on this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show, after the break, I want to talk with Matt Taggett of Michigan-based Rec Broadheads. Choosing the right broadhead is a very personal decision, right? I mean, that is the one tool that directly reaches from you to the animal you're trying to harvest. So we'll talk with Matt about that. Then Scott Safransky of Linwood Beach Marina on, what's the term, Jonathan? Yeah, he said it. I didn't say it. Winterizing your boat. Blame John, don't blame me. Coming up in our second hour, Captain Mark Pananzak on big water duck hunting, then Jerry Widener of the Hunter Safety System on staying safe in a tree stand. You might think it's kind of a boring topic, and maybe it is. But if you've ever fallen or known anybody who fell out of a tree stand, I think it's a pretty important issue. Then in hour number 3, we're not talking whitetails. We're talking 2 whitetails with Greg Abbas of A-Way Outdoors. And we wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner. My name is Mike Avery. This show is called Outdoor Magazine. My website is mikeaveryoutdoors.com, and my email address is mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. I'd love to hear from you. Send me your pictures. Put the tongue back in the mouth of your deer and your bear. Questions, comments, criticisms, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. All right, blame John, don't blame me. All right, my friends, I got to go. I'll be back tonight, 7 o'clock. I'll see many of you there. The rest of you I'll see online. Have a great day.